Hello friends, in last lecture we were solving the example before exercise 12.2. So in this lecture we'll start questions from exercise 12.2. There are so many questions which are repeated in this exercise and given and their solutions are given in the examples only. So here we'll see the questions which are different. Okay, so I'll start from the question number 2. Exercise 12.2, question number 2. Page number 631, exercise 12.2, question number 2. A, B, C, D are four consecutive points on a circle. A, B, C, and D are four consecutive points on a circle such that on a circle such that such that AB equal to CD, such that AB is equal to CD. Prove that AC equal to BD. Prove that AC is equal to BD. Okay, so let us see. Uh, we have a circle and there are 4 points on this circle. These 4 points are A, B, C, D. Okay, let the 4 points are in this way: A, B, C, and D. Okay, there are four consecutive points on the circle and it is given AB equal to CD. That means they are actually saying chord AB is equal to chord CD. Okay, chord AB is equal to chord CD. We have to prove AC is equal to BD. That we have to prove. So let us see how to solve this. So we have uh, given A, B, C, and D are four consecutive points on the circle. Okay. Also, it is given AB equal to CD. Also, it is given AB is equal to CD. What we have to prove? AC is equal to BD. That I need to prove. So it is not that much difficult. Let us see how to prove this. See, very first axiom we saw that if two chords of a circle are equal, then corresponding arcs are congruent. So here it is given that this AB is equal to this CD. As AB equal to CD, so I can say this arc AB is equal to this arc CD. As two chords are equal, definitely corresponding arcs will be congruent. Now, see, if I add this congruent arc in AB and CD. So when I add this congruent arc BC in AB, I will get arc AC is equal to arc BD, and if arc AC equal to arc BD, I can say chord AC equal to chord BD. So let us start. Okay, AB is equal to CD, that is given. Therefore, I can write arc AB is congruent to arc CD, and for that I will use one axiom. An axiom is uh, if the chords are equal, then corresponding arcs are congruent. If two chords, if two chords of a circle, if two chords of a circle are equal, then corresponding then corresponding arcs are congruent. Using this concept, I can write this statement. Now, as these two arcs are congruent, therefore their length will be equal. So I can say length of arc AB is equal to length of arc CD. Now, adding the length of arc BC on both sides. So length of arc AB plus length of arc BC is equal to length of arc CD plus length of arc BC. I added length of arc BC. This is the common that I added in CD as well as in AB. So when I add this arc length AB with this arc length BC, I will get arc length AC. That is length of arc AC is equal to length of arc BD. Okay. Now, as these two arcs AC and BD are equal in length, definitely these two arcs will be congruent. So I can say arc AC is congruent to arc BD. And as soon as I say arc AC and BD are congruent, I can say chord AC is equal to chord BD. Hence proof. Now again over here I have to write a reason which is the converse of this. That is, if two arcs of a circle are congruent, then corresponding chords are equal. That reason I have to write over here. Okay. If two arcs of a circle are congruent, then corresponding chords are equal. Then corresponding chords are equal. Okay, so please note it down. Then we'll see the next question. Okay, now we'll see the next question. Next question, question number 3 that I'm going to take from this. Question number 3 from the same exercise, same page number. Prove that the line joining, prove that the line joining, prove that the line joining the midpoints of two chords, the midpoint of two chords of a circle of a circle subtends equal angles with the chord, equal angles with the chord. Okay, so first of all we'll draw a circle and two chords and then we'll find their midpoint. So Let this is a circle. Okay, now what we have to prove, that line joining the midpoints of two chords. Now here it is not given whether the chords are parallel or whether the chords have one common point. Nothing is given. So I am taking the chords in general. I am not taking they are parallel. Let the chords are A, B and C, D. Let their midpoints be P and sorry Q and Z. Okay. Now it says that line segment joining these two midpoints makes equal angles with the chord. Okay, we have to prove the line joining the midpoint of two chords of a circle subtend equal angle with the chord. That means we have to prove these two angles are equal. Okay, so as I told you that we have to prove that angle A, this if this point is Q, so I have to prove AQB is equal to, sorry, AQZ is equal to CZQ as well as BQZ is equal to DZQ. So in short, I am writing this is angle 1, this is angle 2, let this is be angle 3 and this is be angle 4, that I have to prove. And I am considering this is the center of the circle. Okay, this is the center of the circle O. So what I have given in circle O comma R, in circle O comma R. Okay, here one thing more, of two equal chords. If you see the question, it is given two equal chords. Okay, so in circle O comma R, AB and CD are AB and CD are chords. Okay, AB is equal to CD. Also, it is given that Q and Z are midpoints. Q and Z are midpoints of AB and CD respectively, of AB and CD respectively. So it we have to prove that these two equal chords are uh, subtend equal angles. That means we have to prove angle 1 equal to angle 2 and angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Okay, to prove angle 1 is equal to angle 2 and angle 3 is equal to angle 4, that you have to prove. Okay, a small construction is required. See, when I give you its solution, you will find that it is already done. Not exactly, but similar question we have already done. Construction, join OQ and OZ. Okay, if I join OQ and OZ, in this way, if I join OQ and OZ, okay, this complete was angle 3 and this complete was angle 4. Now see, OQ and OZ will be equal. Okay, let me explain you in short first and then I will give you detailed solution. Angle 1 equal to angle 2 we have to prove, angle 3 equal to angle 4 we have to prove. Okay, OQ and OZ are equal. Why? Because they are the radii of the same circle. So definitely I can say this angle is equal. For a while I am taking this A and for a while I am taking this angle as B. A equal to B. Now it is, we already know that O is the center, Q is the midpoint. Definitely OQ will be perpendicular to AB. So I can say angle OQB is equal to, okay, OQB is 90 degree. Similarly, OZD is equal to 90 degree. OZD is equal to 90 degree. Now from these two 90 degrees, if I subtract A from OQB and from OZD, if I subtract A, I will get 1 equal to 2, isn't it? Similarly, OQA is also 90 degree. Okay, over there if I add A and B, then I will get the required angle. So let us see its proof in steps, in a proper step. So first of all, I need to prove these two angles are equal. For that, I need to prove this triangle is an isosceles. So, uh, in triangle OQZ, in triangle OQZ, OQ is equal to OZ. Reason, radii of the same circle. On the basis of that, I can write this. OQ equal to OZ. Therefore, now opposite to OQ, I have angle OZQ. OZQ. And opposite to OZ, I have angle OQZ. Angle OQZ. Now, why these two angles are equal? In a triangle, if two sides are equal, opposite angles are equal. So, here I do write in a triangle, angles opposite to equal sides are equal. Okay, this is the equation number 1. OZQ. OZQ. Okay, so now now we know that segment joining the midpoint and the center of a circle is perpendicular to the chord. Now uh, line segment line segment joining joining the center joining the center and the midpoint and the midpoint of the chord and midpoint of the chord is perpendicular is perpendicular to the chord. Okay, therefore I can write OQ perpendicular AB and OQ perpendicular AB and OZ perpendicular CD and OZ perpendicular CD. Okay, I hope up to this point it is clear to you. Okay, as these are perpendiculars, I can say that mm, this angle O angle OQB, therefore I can write angle OQB. Angle OQB is equal to angle OQA. Angle OQA is equal to 90 degree. Also I can say angle OZD, angle OZD is equal to angle OZC, angle OZC is equal to 90 degree. Okay, because this is the center and midpoint, so this angle will be 90 degree. Similarly, this angle will be 90 degree. Now from this 90 degree angle, see this angle is 90 degree I am saying, and from this I am subtracting this angle, so I will get angle 1 equal to angle 2. So OQB and OZD are also equal. So now I can write angle OQB is equal to angle OZD. Okay, let it be equation number 2. And angle OQA is equal to angle OZC. Let it be angle, equation 3. Okay, from this I wrote OQB equal to OZD and OQA is equal to OZC. See this OQB is equal to OZD, both are 90 degrees. Now from these I will subtract these two angles OQZ and OZD that I already proved over here. OZQ. Okay, now I have to subtract this is OQB from that OQZ. Okay, so here I am changing this because this is same only. Here I am writing OZD instead of that. OZD is equal to, I am writing OQB. It's the same thing, just I shifted the position. Okay, because now I have to subtract this first from that second. When I subtract this OZQ from OZD, OZD from OZD, when I subtract OZQ, I will get angle 2. Okay. And I am changing this OZC, OZC and OQA. Okay. Now it's very easy. Now subtract. Now subtract first from third. Sorry, first from second. Now subtract first from second. So angle OZD minus OZQ. OZQ is equal to OQB minus OQZ. OQZ. See, this OZD. From this I am subtracting OZQ. So I will get angle 2. Therefore angle 2 is equal to angle 1. Hence proof. Okay, as I subtract 1 from second, now subtract subtract 1. Sorry, now add. Now we have to add 1 and third. Okay, 1 is OZQ. See, OZ. If I add this in OZC, OZ, OZ, okay, OZC. Okay, I'm adding OZC, this OZC, this OZC plus OZC plus OZQ plus OZQ. Yes, so I will get that angle 4 is equal to angle 5. Okay, this is complete is angle 4, this is complete is angle 3. So now add first and third. So angle OZQ, angle OZQ plus angle OZC is equal to OQZ plus OQA. Okay, the names of angle makes creates little bit confusion. If you see the diagram, you will find it easy. OZQ, this OZQ, I am taking this angle, and OZC, that is I am adding this angle. So when I add this portion and this portion, I will get this complete. That is angle 4. So angle 4 is equal to angle 3. Hence proof. Okay. So please note down. Then we'll see the next question. Okay, now see the next question. That is question number 8. Okay, after this we'll see question number 8. Okay, question number 8 from the same page number, same exercise. Question is, in the given figure AB and CD, in the given figure AB and CD are two equal chords of a circle, are two equal chords of a circle whose center is O, whose center is O. When produced, these chords meet at F. When produced, these chords meet at E. Meet at E. So what you have to prove? Prove that AE equal to CE. AE is equal to CE. Okay. So diagram is given. Okay. So first of all, definitely we have a circle, and there are two chords of this circle. Okay, there are two chords of the circle AB and CD. AB and CD, and in the question it is given they are equal. Okay, they are equal, and also it is given when they are produced, they meet at point, and the point of intersection is given as point E. Okay, this is point E, chord AB, chord CD, O is the center. So given in circle O comma R, AB and CD are two chords. AB is equal to CD. Okay, AB and CD produced meet at E. Meet at E. To prove AE equal to CE. To prove AE is equal to CE. So let us see how to uh, prove this. Might be some construction is required. See, it is already given that this AB and CD are equal. So in other words, I can say if I am able to prove BE equal to DE, so I will get my answer. Okay, so definitely construction is required. A perpendicular we have to draw from the center to these two chords. Let the points are Q and Z. Join BE. Sorry, join OE. See, now this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. First of all, we know that perpendicular from the center to the chord bisects the chord. As AB and CD are equal, halves will be equal. That means I can say AQ is equal to CZ. Now, I can prove these two triangles congruent, triangle OQE and OZE. Okay, one angle is 90 degree, OE is common, and OQ and OZ are equal. Why OQ and OZ are equal? See, we know that if two chords are equal, they are at equal distance from the center. And here AB and CD are equal. So OQ and OZ must be equal. So these two triangles will become congruent, and by CPCT I will say QE equal to ZE. And in QE and ZE, when I add these equals, AQ and CZ, I'll get my required result. Okay, so construction is required. So first I do write that construction. Construction. First, draw OQ perpendicular. Uh, Either I write AB or I write AE, doesn't matter. So I'm writing it AB. OZ perpendicular CD. OZ perpendicular CD. Then join OE. Join OE. Okay, now we will see its proof. So first of all, as AB, I start with that only. AB is equal to CD, that is given. Therefore, I can write half of AB will be equal to half of CD. Therefore, half of AB is AQ and half of CD is CZ. Okay, that I wrote on the basis of a theorem, and the theorem is perpendicular from the center to the chord bisects the chord, isn't it? This is the perpendicular from the center to the chord, so it will bisect the chord. So when I say bisect the chord, that means each part is equal to the half of the original one. Okay, here I do write the reason that uh, perpendicular from the center to the chord, from the center to the chord bisects it, okay. That is equation number 1. Now I need to prove these two triangles congruent, and for that I need to say OQ equal to OZ. So why OQ equal to OZ? Because equal chords are at equal distance. So okay, so now I will write AB is equal to CD. Therefore, I can write OQ is equal to OZ. As these two chords are equal, so their perpendicular distance from the center will be equal. Reason, first of all, I am writing its second equation, and reason, uh, equal chords are equidistant from the center. Okay, equal chords are equidistant from the center. That is the reason behind this. Now I will prove these two triangles congruent. Now in triangle AQE, OQE and triangle OZE. So OQ equal to, see, now how I am going to prove these two triangles congruent? First right angle, then hypotenuse, then side. So I will write first angle. So angle OQE is equal to angle OZE. Reason, here I do write each 90° by construction. Each angle is 90° by construction. OQE, OZE. Then OE equal to OE, common. OE is equal to OE, that is common. Then OQ equal to OZ. OQ is equal to OZ. From second. In second we proved this. Okay. So these two triangles become congruent. Therefore, triangle OQE is congruent to triangle OZE by right angle hypotenuse side. As the triangles are congruent, I can write QE is equal to ZE. QE equal to ZE. Let it be third by. Okay. Now if I add first and third, that means if I add AQ in QE, I will get AE. Okay. Now adding first and second. Now adding first and third, not the second, first and third. AQ plus QE is equal to CZ plus ZE, CZ plus ZE. Now AQ plus AQE is AE, and this is equal to CE. Hence, proof. Okay, so please note it down. Then we will see the next question. Okay, now we will see question number 9th. From the same page number, same exercise, question number 9th. In the given figure, two chords AB and CD of a circle, two chords AB and CD of a circle with center O, with center O, intersect each other at E. Intersect each other at E. Prove that angle AOD is equal to angle BOC. Prove that angle AOD is equal to angle BOC. So again, definitely we'll start by drawing a circle. Okay, now in this circle, two chords AB and CD. Okay, so I have to go according to diagram. This is chord AB and this is chord CD. AB, C, D. Okay, this is D, this is C. Okay, and this is the center of the circle. Okay, so let me draw it once again. Okay, this is the diagram. So here it is given, sorry, here we have to prove angle AOD. AOD, let me say this is angle 1, okay, is equal to CO BOC. These two angles we have to prove are equal. So it's very easy actually. Let us see how to prove this. Given in uh, okay, is it given the chords are equal? Yes, two equal chords. Again, I left at two equal chords. Okay, chords are equal. In circle O comma R, AB and CD are two chords. Are two chords. AB is equal to CD. Okay, that's it. To prove angle AOD is equal to angle BOC. To prove angle AOD is equal to angle BOC. See, we know that if there are two chords, they subtend equal angle at the center. Okay. In last lecture, we saw that theorem. Actually, I gave that theorem for your homework that uh, equal chords subtend equal angle at the center. So we'll start with that only proof. Uh, AB is equal to CD given. It is given, and therefore I can write angle AOB. Angle AOB is equal to angle COD. Reason equal chords subtends equal chords subtends equal angles at the center. Okay, therefore these two angles will be equal. Now if you observe the diagram carefully, from AOB and from COD, if I subtract this common part, okay, from AOB, when I subtract this angle, I will get AOD. Similarly, from COD, if I subtract this common part, I will get BOC. So simply, now next line, I do write angle AOB plus, sorry, angle AOB minus angle BOD is equal to angle COD minus angle BOD. Okay, and that gives you the required result, that is angle AOD is equal to angle BOC, hence proof. So please note it down, then we'll see the okay. Now here I am finishing exercise 12.2. Now before we move to the next questions, we'll see some more theorems and then we'll proceed. Okay, so now we'll see one or two theorems with their proofs, and then we'll start the uh, question related to those theorems. Okay, so next theorem is the angle subtended by an arc. The angle subtended by an arc theorem is, first let me write that statement, then I will explain and then we'll see its proof. Angle subtended by an arc at the center is double at the center is double the angle subtended by it is double the angle subtended by it at any angle subtended by it at at any point on the remaining part of the circle, on the remaining part of the circle. Okay, now what this theorem want to say, see, suppose we have a circle. Okay, okay, now according to this theorem, it says angle subtended by an arc at the center. So let this is the center. Now I'm taking the arc AB for a while. Now, angle subtended by arc AB at the center. We already know what is the meaning of angle subtended by an arc. So, angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by it. That means by the arc AB only at the remaining part of the circle. That means other than this part. This is the arc other than this. That means uh, if I subtend, if one angle is subtended by this arc AB at the remaining part, for example, this arc AB subtends angle. Let me say the point is Q. So angle subtended by arc AB at the center is angle AOB, and angle subtended by the same arc AB at the remaining part of the circle is point Q, that is angle AQB. Then definitely this angle AOB will be twice of this. For example, if this is 60, definitely this will be 30. If this is 80, this will be 40, or vice versa. If I say angle AQB is 10, then definitely angle AOB will be 20. Okay, so angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by it at the remaining part of the circle. Now we'll see its proof. Okay, so let us see its proof. Okay, we have a circle. Okay. Okay, so angle subtended by an arc. So let the arc is AB, center is of the circle is O, and angle subtended by this arc AB at the remaining part of the circle is angle AQB. Okay, so we have to prove angle AOB is twice angle AQB. Let us see how to prove this. So given, okay, first I do write given to proof, and then I will give you its proof in short, and then I will give you the detailed proof. Given in circle O comma R, uh, arc AB subtends angle AOB at the center, and angle AQB and subtends angle AQB at the remaining part of the circle, and subtends angle AQB at the remaining part of the circle. Okay, or at point Q. What I have to prove to prove what I have to prove angle AOB is twice angle AQB. Okay, a small construction is required. Join QO and produce it to meet the circle at point Z. Okay, a small construction. Join QO and produce QO to meet the circle at point Z. Okay, at point Z. Okay, now we will see its proof. See, in triangle QAO, QO is equal to AO. Yes, why? Radii of the same circle. O is equal to OA. Now, in a triangle, if two sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, so I can say angle 1 equal to angle 2. Yes. Now, similarly, I can say angle 3 is equal to angle 4, because again I have OQ equal to OB. 1 equal to 2, 3 equal to 4. Now, see this angle QOZ. Angle QOZ is an exterior angle, isn't it? This is an exterior angle for triangle AQO. So, QOZ will be angle 1 plus angle 2, but they are equal, so I can write twice of angle 1. Similarly, BOZ, this angle BOZ is, again I can say BOZ must be equal to 3 plus 4, and 3 and 4 are equal. So, BOZ will be equal to twice of 3. Now, if you add these QOZ, BOZ, so what I will get? AOB. And over here, after taking 2 common, if I add 1 plus 3, I will get AQB. Okay, that is the required thing to prove. Is it clear? So, now see its proof stepwise. So, first of all, in triangle AQO, in triangle AQO, AQ is equal, OQ is equal to OA. OQ is equal to OA. Reason, radii of the same circle. Therefore, I can say angle 2 is equal to angle 1. Let it be equation number 1. Now, what is the reason? In a triangle, angles opposite to equal sides are equal. See, still we are in need of the concepts of the triangle. In a triangle, angles opposite to equal sides are equal. That is the reason. In a triangle, angle opposite to equal sides are equal. Okay, 1 equal to 2. Now, in triangle, here I took triangle AQ, now I will take triangle BQO. Okay, now in triangle BQO, again the same thing. Here I wrote OQ equal to OA, now I will write OQ equal to OB. OQ is equal to OB. Reason, again radii of the same circle, radii of the same circle. Okay, and hence I can write, therefore angle 4 is equal to angle 3. Angle 4 is equal to angle 3. Reason same. I am not writing that reason. You have to note it down the same reason. That is, in a triangle, angle opposite to equal sides are equal. With the help of that, I wrote angle 3 equal to angle 4. I hope up to this point it is clear. Now we'll apply the we'll apply the exterior angle property in triangle AOQ. Okay, now angle AOZ, angle AOZ is an exterior angle for triangle AOQ, for triangle AOQ. Therefore, I can write angle AOZ. Therefore, angle AOZ is equal to angle 1 plus angle 2. Therefore, angle AOZ is equal to angle 2 plus angle, sorry, angle 1 plus angle 1. Angle 1 plus angle 1. Therefore, angle AOZ is equal to twice of angle 1. Now here, reason, here at the place of reason you can write that angle 2 equal to angle 1 from 1. Okay. Angle 2 is equal to angle 1 from first. Okay. Therefore, angle AOZ is equal to twice of angle 1. Let it be equation number 3. Now, uh, angle, see, here I took angle AOZ as the exterior angle. Now, angle BOZ. Now, angle BOZ is equal to, now angle BOZ is an exterior angle, for triangle, BOQ, for triangle BOQ. Therefore, I can write angle BOZ is equal to angle 3 plus angle 4, and hence I can write angle BOZ is equal to angle 3 plus angle 3. Okay, angle 3 plus angle 3. Here I can write the reason. Angle 4 is equal to angle 3 from second. Okay. Therefore, here I can write angle BOZ is equal to twice of angle 3. Let it be equation number 4. Now, when I add equation 3 and 4. Okay. Now, adding third and fourth. Now, adding third and fourth, what I will get? See, third says angle AOZ. So, angle AOZ plus angle BOZ is equal to twice of angle 1 plus twice of angle 3. Okay, angle AOZ plus angle BOZ. Left side will be added to left side, right side will be added to the right side. So angle 2 plus twice of angle 2 plus twice of angle 3. Now AOZ, from the diagram you can see AOZ plus BOZ is equal to angle AOB. So here I write twice of angle AOB is equal to twice of angle 1 plus angle 3. Okay, angle 1 plus angle 3. 2 is taken common. So therefore here I can write angle AOB is equal to twice of angle AQB. Hence proof. Okay, you can see angle 1 plus angle 3. This angle 1 plus angle 3 is angle AQB. So that is the proof of this. So please note it down. Here I proved angle AOB is twice of angle AQB. Now here the arc I took was minor arc. Now if I say instead of minor arc, if I say the arc is major arc, then again the result will be same only. Or if I say arc is semicircular arc, result will be same only. Okay, so okay, now instead of this minor arc, in the same diagram, I'm taking the arc AB as the major arc. That means if I say this is the arc AB, okay, this is the arc, major arc AB. Now, according to this theorem, angle subtended by this major arc at the center. This is the angle subtended by this. This will be the angle, okay, and this is the angle AQB. So here only difference. After this, you can take a note. Uh, if the arc is a major arc, then angle, okay, do draw the diagram as well, then angle AOB, then angle AOB. Now here I won't write angle AOB because this is the angle AOB. This is more than 180. So here I do write then reflex angle AOB is equal to twice angle AQB. Okay, so after completing this theorem, this diagram and this statement, okay, note down this and then we'll see the next theorem. See, this is also true for the semicircular arc, but for semicircular arc result remains same. That's why you can go with this directly. For the major arc we have to make a small change. That's why I give you the note. Proof remains same, only that there is a change in the diagram. Okay, so now we will see the next theorem. Next theorem is angles in the same segment of a circle are equal. Angles in the same segment of a circle are equal. So if you know, if you remember this segment, we already saw what is the segment. So let me explain you first what is the meaning of this. Okay, same segment. If there are two, if there is a segment or arc or chord, if I say AB is an arc, then this is considered as chord AB and this portion is called the segment. So actually when I say angles in the same segment of a circle are equal, that means angles subtended by a chord in the same segment will be equal. Okay, same segment. That means see there are you can see two segments, the minor segment and the major segment. Now if AB subtends angle in the same segment. That means both angles should be in the this minor segment or in the major segment. Then they must be equal. So let's say this is the angle subtended by AB, AQB, and this is one more angle that is subtended by uh, AB, that is it. And let I'm considering this is the center of the circle. Okay, so here we have given that uh, in a circle O comma R, arc AB subtends arc AB subtends angle arc AB subtends two angles in the same segment okay, arc AB subtends in the same segment angle AQB and angle AZB. Okay, to prove angle AQB is equal to angle AZB. Okay, arc AB is subtending two angles in the same segment. We have to prove these two angles are equal. It is given according to theorem, angles in the same segment of a circle are equal. So this AB subtends angle AQB and AZB in the same segment. When I say same segment, that means both are in the major segment over here. Or if I take two angles in this way, that both must be in the minor segment. So they should be angle should be in the same segment. So a small construction is required. Construction, join AO and BO. Join AO and BO. Okay, you might find this center is a little bit here and there because I'm drawing the rough diagram. But in this way, you have to join AO and BO. Now, let us see its proof. See, just right now, we saw a theorem that was saying that angle subtended by a chord or an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by it at the remaining portion of the circle. So here AQB is the angle subtended by AB at the circle and AOB is the angle subtended by AB at the center. So AOB must be twice of AQB. Similarly, this AB subtends angle Z at the circle and angle AOB at the center. So AOB should be twice of AZB as well. So here I can say AQB and AZB. AQB and AZB are twice of AOB, so they must be equal. So we'll start with that theorem only. Angle subtended by a chord or angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by it at any point on the remaining circle or remaining part of circle is the same thing. Remaining part of circle. Okay, that means therefore I can write angle AOB is equal to twice angle AQB and angle AOB is equal to twice angle AZB. We can write these two with the help of same theorem, which says if there is an arc and it subtends one angle at the center and one angle at the remaining part. Okay, when I say remaining part, that means other than AB, because AB also subtends an angle at AB. Then in that case, this theorem won't applicable. Okay, this is applicable only if one angle must be at the center and another angle must be on the remaining part. That means except AB. So here angle AQB is the angle subtended by AB at the remaining part, so I wrote AOB equal to twice of AQB. Similarly, angle AZB is the angle subtended by AB at the remaining part, so I wrote AOB equal to AZB. Now from first and first and second, from first and second, I can write twice angle AQB from first and second, twice angle AQB is equal to twice angle AZB, and hence I can say angle AQB is equal to angle AZB. Hence proof. See, this theorem and the previous theorem, that means this theorem and this theorem are very, 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 very important. So many questions can be created using these two theorems. So please concentrate especially on the statements. Okay, we'll see so many questions based on this, but for right now, note it down. Then there is a one more theorem which is related to the this concept only. We'll see that, and then we'll come to the questions. Okay, now after this we'll see one more theorem. Okay, we'll see its proof as well, but in short. Okay, that theorem is very, very, very important while solving the questions related to the angles. We need that theorem. Okay, next theorem is angle in a semicircle is a right angle. Next theorem is angle in a semicircle is a right angle. Angle in a semicircle is a right angle. Now what does it mean? See, this theorem says that if we have a circle and if there is an angle which is in the semicircle, that means, in other words, see, if I say AB is a diameter, then definitely this upper part is a semicircle and this lower part is again a semicircle. Now if there is any angle in the semicircle in this way, then definitely it will be 90. I am not asking about, not discussing about this angle. Here if say A, here it is Z, then definitely this will be 90, not this. If the angle is in a semicircle, that means angle subtended by diameter, we can say, at the circle. Okay, so this angle is again also will be 90 degree. How many angles will draw? Doesn't matter. All angles in this way will be definitely 90 degree. Okay, so now we'll see its proof in short. See, we know that angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by that arc at the remaining part of the circle. So if I say this AB, this is O, see, this diameter AB subtends angle AOB at the center, isn't it? AB subtends angle AOB at the center, and AB subtends angle AQB at the remaining part of the circle. I'm just explaining, so I will give you time to note it down. Okay, AB subtends angle AOB at the center and AB subtends angle AQB at the remaining part of the circle, isn't it? Okay, so I can say therefore angle AOB must be equal to twice of angle AQB, isn't it? Therefore, now what is angle AOB? See, AOB is a straight angle, so I can write 180 degree is twice of angle AQB. Okay, so here definitely I can say angle AQB is equal to 180 by 2. Therefore, angle AQB is equal to 90 degree. Hence, proof. So, if you want to write in a proper way, this is our proof. Okay, here I am writing the given. Okay, given a circle O comma R. Given AB is a diameter. AB is a diameter of circle O comma R. AB subtends angle AQB. To prove angle AQB is equal to 90 degree, and this is the proof. Okay, AB subtends angle AOB at the center and AB subtends angle AQB at the remaining part of the circle. So AQB, and here definitely we have to write that theorem. That theorem is angle subtended by a chord or angle subtended by an arc at the center is twice the angle subtended by it at the remaining part of the circle. Okay, here I have to write that reason. Angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by it at the remaining part of the circle. Okay. Okay, so this is the complete solution. Note it down. Okay, now we will see one more theorem and its proof as well. See, right now we saw a theorem which was saying that if uh, if a, an arc if an arc subtends equal angles, then sorry, if an arc subtends two angles, then they must be equal in that way. Just right now we saw this. As these two angles are subtended by same segment CD, so these two angles will be equal. Now we'll see, we can say that we'll see its converse of this. That means we'll see if there are 2 points and they subtend equal angles at remaining 2 points, then 4 points must be in a circle. So that is our next theorem. So first do write its statement. Theorem is, if a line segment, if a line segment, if a line segment joining 2 points, if a line segment joining 2 points subtends equal angles at two other points at two. If a line segment joining 2 points subtends equal angles at two other points, lying on the same side, okay, lying on the same side of the segment, lying on the same side of the segment, then 4 points are concyclic. Then 4 points are concyclic. That means 4 points lie on a circle, or in other words, the circle formed by those 4 points will be a cyclic quadrilateral. Now, how we can say 4 points? 2 points this, which joins a segment, and 2 points on which that segment subtends the angle. So, it is something like this. Suppose we have a point A and B. Okay. Suppose we have points A and B. So in given, I do write, given points A and B, on joining them we'll get segment AB. Now segment AB subtends two angles at two other points. Let the points are C and D, such that angle ADB equal to ACB. So we have to prove that A, B, C and D are lying on a circle. So let us see how to, okay, so let us see how to prove this. Okay, so given AB is a line segment, AB is a line segment, D and C are points on the same side of AB, such that angle ACB is equal to angle ADB. Okay, to prove A, B, C and D are concyclic. Okay, so a small construction is required. Okay, construction. See, construction. See, we know that definitely there is a circle which can pass through three non-collinear points. So I am drawing a circle considering that circle is passing in such a way. See, it is possible to draw a circle which will pass through three non-collinear points. Definitely there is a circle which will pass through three non-collinear points. So I am assuming that circle is passing through A, B and D. Okay, so construction, a circle draw a circle passing through A, B and D. Okay, that is C is not on the circle. That is C is not. However, it is not possible, but I'm assuming okay C is not on the circle. Now we will see its proof. Okay, uh, suppose C is not on the circle. C is not on the circle. Now I can say produce AC okay produce AC. Suppose C is not on the circle. Now produce AC to meet the circle at C dash. Join BC dash. Okay, join BC dash. Okay, now angle ACB. Now angle ACB is equal to angle ADB. ADB first. Why it is given? Or before, unless this do right in this way. See now, uh, angle ADB and AC dash B are on the same segment. Okay. Now angle ADB and angle AC dash B are in the same segment are in the same segment AB, isn't it? These two are in the same segment, so they must be equal. Therefore angle ADB is equal to angle AC dash B. But we have that information that angle ADB is equal to angle ACB. That is given. Okay, see what I did. First of all, we can draw a circle which pass through definitely from three non-collinear points. So I draw a circle and I'm assuming for a while that C is not on the circle. First of all, it is not going to happen, but contrary, I assume that the point C is not on the circle. But I have to prove this is also on the circle. So what I did, I produced AC to meet AC at circle at C dash. Then I joined B C dash. Now this angle and this angle are in the same segment AB, so they must be equal. But it is given that angle ADB equal to this. This shows from first and second I can write, okay, from first and second I can say angle ACB is equal to angle AC dash B. Now see, this angle is equal to this angle. This is possible only if C and C dash coincide. Okay, but this is possible only if C and C dash coincide. Therefore our therefore C is on the, okay, therefore our assumption was wrong. Therefore point C lies on the circle. Therefore A, B, C and D are concyclic. Concyclic. Hence proved. So please note it down. Okay, so that is all about this lecture. Now in next lecture we will start questions related to this. So there is a small request for you that please be ready with the uh, circles. Just draw around uh, 10 to 20 circles by leaving some space, or you can say in each page draw one circle, because we are going to solve so many questions related to circles. So if you are ready with the circles, it is going to save your time. Okay, and the radius of the circle you can take around 3 centimeter or 4 centimeter, not a very small circle, neither a very bigger circle. Okay, so that is all about this lecture. Now we'll meet in next lecture. Till then, bye. Thank you. Take care. Stay at